Hey, it's Sunday again. I'm here for my third video. Today I think I was going to talk a little bit about marketing and advertising, because I seen this is something that's on Twitter all the time, and a lot of people seem to struggle with it. So this is what I do for advertising. The number one thing for marketing your books is probably rate the next one, because the more product, in our case the books, you have, the more people might be interested in what you have to read, or what you're writing. So that would be my number one, is write another story. It doesn't have to be a long book. It could be a short story. It could be whatever you want for it. But like I said, the more product you have, the better chance you have of selling something. I would, for number two, I would move on to having a website, because everybody really needs a website. It'd be your home. You could do what you want with it. I mean, I use mine to update my book progress. I have my covers on it. I have my summaries. I have buy links. I started posting the books that I read for the week. Pretty much your website will be your home. So I would recommend always having a website. Moving on to that, I use Facebook a lot. I know a lot of people are not happy with Facebook, but for me, I turned off my ads last year to see what would happen, and my sales plummeted last year. So I turned it back on this year for Facebook, but I don't do much. I don't really use a lot of paid advertising on Facebook. I do about $1 a day, and I send people to my webpage. And I also have another $1 a day where I do for my group page, because, like I said, for me, money is tight. I would try different things with Facebook. I mean, you don't have to if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But even if you just have a group page and you don't use it, but you could advertise with it, it's good for me. I mean, like I said, that was my experiment last year, and when I got halfway through the year, I was like, no, this isn't working. I need to turn Facebook ads back on. I'd like to increase my budget for that, but I'm happy with $1 a day. It usually gets me enough page reads and or sales to pay for the ad itself. On the same token, because it's owned by Facebook, is Instagram. I mean, you post pictures. I tend to use it for mostly my cooking. I post my dinner pictures, but I throw game links up there or screen captures. I do the Saturday cat picture. You could do any pet. I mean, you don't have to do cats. You could do dogs or whatever. I have a turtle too, and sometimes I'll throw her picture up there, but she doesn't do much, so, or she's not a turtle, she's a tortoise, sorry. People like images. Put your book links, put your covers. Anything you really want to you do as pictures, put on Instagram. You never know. I mean, it might find you some readers. Obviously, Twitter, because there's the writers community, and I do the hashtag games when I have time. There's a lot of editors and cover artists and bloggers. You could find pretty much anything you want on Twitter if you're hanging around with writers. For the readers, I don't know. I tend to, like I said, I do. I put my books that I read for the week, and I use the readers hashtags in the readers community. It's still marketing. I mean, because it tells people that you're reading and you're interested in other people's work, and you give out a shout out to other authors. So it's word of mouth advertising for them. I know a lot of people don't know about BookBub, but that would be one thing I would recommend is signing up for an account for, because you can put your covers on there. You can put your books. They send a mailing list every time you put a new book up. They send a new email. It says this author put a new book up. I know you follow him or her. You might be interested in that book. You can also do ads on BookBub. I have in the past. I don't really do much with them right now because they're expensive. They're a lot more expensive than anything that I do. So I kind of hold off on those ads. But it's another, kind of a social media site for your books. You can friend each other, follow each other, recommend books. You can do reviews on there. It's kind of a better version, I dare to say, than Goodreads. Speaking of Goodreads, I would also sign up for your author account once you publish your first book, because Goodreads feeds into Amazon, because Amazon owns Goodreads. I don't really do much anything more on Goodreads. I put my book review up, and that's about it. I don't really care for the site. It's kind of old-fashioned, and it's hard to get around on, but I know a lot of people use it, especially readers, so I would definitely try to get an account made and have your books on there. I also use Pinterest to put together, images of what I use as ideas for my stories. My new one that I'm going to publish tonight for Bassett's Daughter, I have images of the space shuttle and the International Space Station, and I used a couple images for the galaxy and the solar system. I have all my covers on there so people can find them. You never know what you might find for Pinterest and what people might be interested in. To go back to Facebook, you could also do, the Facebook groups for whatever genre you're writing, or the mailing list, because I send my books to one of the mailing lists. She sends it out every Tuesday. And then, that's another way to advertise. If somebody wants more about that, I could talk to them about that, because it's specific for the loving women genres that I write in. So there's tons of writer groups, you can find, or mailing lists. Some of them are paid, some of them aren't. I'm going to talk about Amazon ads a little bit. I do run Amazon ads because I'm in Kindle Unlimited. I could probably do a whole video on Amazon ads, so I might talk about this another time. I know there's a lot more people out there who are better at this than I am, who offer classes on how to do Amazon ads. But I think if you're going to be exclusive to Amazon, you kind of have to run an ad. I wouldn't do it if I only had a couple books up, because that was one lesson I learned. I kind of threw money away when I only had a couple books up. But that's up to you. For me, I only do the sponsored ads. I don't do the ones that show up on the Kindle screen or on the phone. I feel those are kind of a waste. So it's sponsored products. Sorry. I actually, made a list here that I wanted to talk about, so that's why I keep looking at it. What else can I do? Beyond that, you can find reviewers, or, talk locally in your newspaper, radio, depending on whatever you want to spend money on, and or you have time to do. There's a lot more other websites too. You can, book reviewers who also do those, and I know there's reviewers on Goodreads, and there's reviewers on Facebook, and you probably could find some on Twitter as well. But for me, I think the number one thing that I would recommend is just to keep writing. Your books are your products, and the more you write, the more chance you have of somebody finding you and enjoying what you're reading. The free and the paid advertising helps. Or you could do something like this. I started doing these videos. I don't know how much they're bringing in, but I've noticed, people are are looking at them. So I might talk about this more again later. For now, those were just my 10 or my 9 things. I had 10, but I kind of didn't come up with a 10th, so I just had a bunch of question marks. Well, this is an early introduction video for what I do for marketing, so maybe this will help somebody, maybe it won't, but maybe it'll give you ideas. And like I said, if anybody ever wanted to talk to me, because I've been doing this for almost 3 years, it'll be 3 years in July. And I've experimented on certain things, and like I said, I did turn Facebook off last year. That was a mistake. So, I have some understanding of what I'm doing, so maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. All right, that's it for this week. I will be back next Sunday. I'm not sure what my topic will be, but I'll figure it out. See ya.